Everybody, welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for tonight. We only have a 3-gamer, and it's looking pretty ugly. We have some teams that just are not that fun to roster in DFS. So unless we get some news, it's looking like a pretty ugly slate. But yesterday's was solid. There was a lot of news late in the day, which made you scramble before lock. But hopefully, guys got to the updated core. I posted that on Twitter, but we had Zach LaVine in there, Anthony Edwards, Kelly Oubre. A lot of the guys did good. Dennis Smith, Shake Milton once Maxey was out. So there was just so much news yesterday that you definitely had to make updates. Hopefully you guys did. Hopefully you cashed. We hit on both sides. Looking to keep it going today. Have a very good week. So even though the slate's ugly, everybody has to deal with it. So let's get into it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you have not already. You can check out all the other stuff in the description. The point guard plays today. You have Luka Doncic. He's 10-9. Looks like he's probably going to play even though he's listed as questionable. He did practice in their last practice, so I think he's going to be able to play. It is a good spot against Brooklyn. This game should be a pretty high-scoring game, and the Mavs hopefully will be getting Porzingis back. You have James Harden at 10-7 right below him. For $200 more, I'd still prefer to get up to Luka Doncic. Harden, it looks better than he did early in the season because now he's just been playing 40 minutes in close games. Like, they're just not taking Harden and Durant out of the games, so the added minutes for guys like Harden is just a plus to his floor. So I think it's closer than it would have been a couple weeks ago between Harden and Doncic, but I still slightly prefer Luka Doncic. And then Westbrook is my least favorite out of the three. With LeBron and Davis there, he gives you the lowest floor and possibly the lowest ceiling between Doncic and James Harden as well once the Lakers are all healthy, which looks like they are. Probable tag for LeBron, so he's 99. He's been pretty solid for the Lakers in terms of just being out of their big three. He's been the most consistent. But I don't want to pay $10K for LeBron. I take a slight discount on a guy like DeJounte Murray. He's $9,500. He's been super consistent. His price tag has dipped a little bit. It was over $10K. It was like $98. So we're getting a slight decrease on his price tag. I'm not worried about the matchup here at all. The Spurs just play super fast and they're at home, so they'll be able to dictate the pace here. I think it's going to be a close one against the Knicks. And DeJounte Murray's just been super solid. At home, he's averaging almost 50. Gives you big upside in the rebounding assist. And he gives you triple-double upside for a sub-$10,000 price tag, which is something that is pretty rare, I'd say. Other plays at point guard, there's not too many. I would take a look at Alec Burks at 67. He still gives you a good ceiling if he's playing well, which he has a couple games he hasn't. But if he's playing well, they're not going to hesitate him. Tibbson's going to hesitate to play him 39, 40-plus minutes. And the matchup is solid. Like, Spurs, very poor defensively. They play fast. So Burks hopefully can get hot shooting. Because, other pivots you have are like Marcus Smart at 6,000. But Jaylen Brown hopefully will be able to play today. So that gives him a slight decrease. You have Rose at 51. Brunson is probably like the best play. Assuming that Tim Hardaway's not able to play. Hardaway's questionable. If he's out, Brunson might get the start. Actually, they've been bringing Hardaway off the bench, but Brunson will get more minutes in that situation. There's nobody really in the 3K range that looks that appealing. I'd say you could look to Cam Thomas. Just if you make a bunch of teams, there's a chance that he can get you low 20s in minutes, and at 33, could be a good point per dollar play. We're just starving for any sort of value on the slate. So I'd say the top plays would be DeJounte Murray for me, Luka Doncic, James Harden. Looking at the bottom for a Derek White or a Dennis Schroeder. I like Schroeder more than Marcus Smart for just $400 more. At shooting guard, you have Jaylen Brown at 85. He's been still hampered by that hamstring a bit. The game that he did play over 30 minutes, then he said he's dealing with some tightness after. The shots haven't been there. The usage efficiency has gone down a bit. Hopefully he gets healthy because he was having a very good season and was just really doing well in terms of just shooting the three ball. He's still shooting 36-7%, but it's definitely come down a bit since that injury. He's still been fine shooting except for this game against Brooklyn. But just overall fantasy scores have been way down. You have Derek White. There's not that many spend-ups here, so probably a spot that you can save some money. I think Derek White looks good. Vassell is questionable. If he's out, gives White a slight bump. I like White more than Marcus Smart. Tim Hardaway's questionable. He had a big game last time out without Kristaps Porzingis. I like Brunson, like I mentioned, if there's no Tim Hardaway. Patty Mills just gives you some upside. just plays good minutes, can get red hot from distance, and it seems like Patty Mills has always kind of gone off on short slate, so maybe that continues today. And at the bottom, you have Lonnie Walker, $3,400. He's going to get you minutes in the teens to low 20s. He's super affordable. We'll see if they've updated the status of Devin Vassell. That's going to be pretty important for Lonnie Walker's minutes. So still dealing with that thigh injury. He played 10 minutes before he got hurt in the most recent game that he did suit up. I think you can right now just plug in Lonnie Walker. If Vassell does play, you can pivot, or you can just keep Walker, because there's not that many plays at shooting guard that I'm dying to get to. Small forward, a position that you could pay up if you wanted to. You have Luka. Luka's my favorite, followed by Kevin Durant. Then LeBron, Tatum are kind of below them. I think Tatum looks fine, but if Jaylen Brown is playing, which he probably should, I think Tatum's price where he should be, but you're probably looking at 40s instead of like high 50s for Tatum. Barrett's playing time has come way down, so he's pretty hard to trust. Burks looks good at 67 as a mid-range play. He's the only guy in between the $55,000 and $8,000 range. At the bottom, you have Doug McDermott at 4K. He will get a couple extra minutes if there is no Devin Vassell. He's at a good price tag. You can get you 6x or more. So he's another Spur that I kind of like today at 4,000. But I'll just right now plug in Alec Burks. His price tag has gone up. Maybe some people get off of him. He's had one poor game, which was last time. It was against Denver, who plays a very good defense. I think he can get back to his normal ways today, which will be playing high 30s in minutes, contributing in multiple aspects, rebounding, assisting. And 40 points at 67 will be really good if he is able to kind of get back to normal. Power forward, you have Davis at 10-2 going up against Boston. They have a pretty small... he has a height advantage over like Horford and Robert Williams, but they have two of those guys that play pretty decent defense. Williams a good defender. Horford, he was a good defender. He's kind of getting up there in age now. But Davis hasn't really paid off his salary once they are all healthy, so I don't think I need to force him in there. I'd rather take like a $1,100 savings and go down to Julius Randle. This game probably looks to be one of my favorite ones to target. We know if you can get the Knicks rotation right, you're going to be solid. It's very tough to do that with the way that their minutes kind of have been going. But at least Randle gets you 39, 40 minutes if he's playing well. Tibbs will not take him out. And Burks also, if he's playing well, Tibbs will keep him in. So you're getting two of these guys that give you big upside. The matchup is just so solid against San Antonio. And then we're not really dealing with crazy price tags on like Burks, Randle. On Lonnie Walker's cheap. DeJounte's pretty cheap. Keldon Johnson looks nice at 56. And then at the bottom, you're not looking at much here. Obi Toppin at 31 looks good just because can play some good minutes depending on if Randle's struggling or if Mitchell Robinson is struggling. Looks at high teens, potentially into like the 20 or 21 minute range. And Porzingis should be able to play, hopefully. Yeah, he's probable. The price tag on him is reasonable at 76. Moving on to center, you have Jakob Poeltl. Another Spur that is just underpriced. The Knicks play a big front court with Randle. They start Mitchell Robinson there as well. They have Nerlens Noel there. They have Taj Gibson. So it's a good spot for Jakob Poeltl to get heavy minutes. He sometimes can get into foul trouble, but typically you're looking at over 30 minutes for a guy that on the season is averaging well over a point per minute. Fantasy production, it could be way better. The free throw shooting has been dreadful for Jakob Poeltl. So, yeah, he definitely could be like a 1.2, 1.3 minute guy if he's hitting 60% of his free throws. But the matchup is solid enough in terms of just having to play a big guy like Poeltl. They can't really go small against the Knicks. So far I have basically everybody from that game. We can kind of mix it up here, and then for the last piece, you can plug in another center if you wanted to, and that would probably be Lamarcus Aldridge, 57. They took Blake Griffin out of the rotation, and that's led to Aldridge just playing way more minutes. He got up to 32, 34, which is something we never thought would happen in the beginning of the year, but Aldridge's been really productive for the most part. The rebounds have been lower because Harden gets some rebounds, Durant gets some rebounds, but you're looking at a good amount of shots, 10 plus shots basically. Can get you some blocks as well, and we'll just be out there playing pretty solid minutes against like Porzingis and Dwight Powell, another team that plays two bigs to start the game. So that's pretty much what I got for now. It's an ugly slate. That Spurs game is probably my favorite one to target, though. So that's it for DraftKings. Let's talk about FanDuel. Alright, for FanDuel point guard plays today, we have Harden at 10.6. He looks pretty reasonable. I like Luka, though, more than Harden. He's cheaper. I still like DeJounte Murray. Yeah, I think on 3-gamer, $400 difference between Luka and DeJounte Murray. Everybody probably go Luka. I think you can try to get some leverage and go with DeJounte Murray. Similar upside, you'll probably get a lot less ownership on DeJounte Murray. And then Westbrook at 95 is still my least favorite out of the top-end guys. Derek White is up to 78. That's pretty expensive. I'm not looking at his price tag at all on FanDuel. He looks way better on DraftKings if you wanted to play some Derek White. And then you're looking at like Marcus Smart is affordable. You have Brunson at decent price. Schroeder looks better at only $5,200. And that's basically it. Like, it's super ugly. At shooting guard, you can maybe try to get to Luka as well if you wanted to pay up for 2 spots. I still like Burks' price at 65. He's reasonable. Even though Jaylen Brown's been dealing with an injury, if he does happen to suit up, which I do expect, he's only 7,000. I think they're on a back-to-back coming into tomorrow. They'll probably want to play Brown against the Lakers tonight, so I think he'll be able to suit up for a late 10 o'clock game. And then at the bottom, at the position, you have Dennis Schroeder at 52, looks reasonable. Patty Mills at 49 is fine. And then you have Lonnie Walker potentially, and DeAndre Bembry potentially at 45. It's just very unappealing. Right now, I'm going to go with Burks again at 65. Moving on to small forward, you have Durant at 10.8. Looks great. I like Durant more than Harden. I like Durant more than Harden, and then I like Durant more than LeBron today. Tatum is 97. He's behind those guys at the top end. Because when you have a $2,700 gap between Brown and Tatum, even though Brown may not be 100%, but the fact that he did get up to 33 minutes last game, if he can get you over 30, the price tag is just way down. He shouldn't be 7,000. It's a matter of time before he gets back to normal and just has a very good game. So 3 games late at this very cheap price tag when you have other guys priced up, and it's just not that appealing. You need to roster 2 small forwards. I think getting a $7,000 Jaylen Brown makes a lot of sense. Then you have Doug McDermott. There, you have Lonnie Walker, Bembry. Just hopefully you get lucky with those guys. Power forward, I like the price tag on Randall at only 87. He's affordable. I'll plug him in on both sites there. Porzingis 85. He looks decent. He looks better on DraftKings. I prefer Randall on FanDuel. And then at the bottom, you have Aldridge, who I like. Keldon Johnson. Horford looks fine at 68. I play Horford over Robert Williams. Horford's been way more productive than Robert Williams once in the games that Horford and Williams both start. Carmelo is questionable. He would be a decent option if he does play because there's just not that many good ones. And then at center, you have Davis, Randall you could play here. I am going to go back to Jakob Poeltl. I think Poeltl, Lamarcus Aldridge look good as value picks here. So that's pretty much it. Pretty similar plays on both sites except for Jaylen Brown. I think it looks way better on FanDuel. And that's about it for the video. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. If you guys enjoy the videos, hit the like button before you head out. You can check out Prize Picks. Use my code PROCESS for a deposit match up to $200. I post my picks on Twitter. And I will see you all next time.